Another fun fashion style is retro. Retro, Wikipedia describes as a style in which embodies and imitates a trend from the modern past. So it's not technically vintage because vintage is 20 years or older. Retro is modern day brands trying to look older. So this is what, in my opinion, is an example of retro. These are vanity jeans that have the kind of the hippie vibe going on to it. You have the peace sign, you have the embroidery, you've got a little bit of bling going on here. The back is relatively simple, but again, it is a modern brand such as Vanity that is trying to imitate or replicate a style from the 70s. And I think that that is really a true representation of 1970s, don't you? And I think it's fun watching people wear this around. I almost said kids wearing it around because most often that is who I see wearing it. Again, this is another good Depop item. Those guys really love just to kind of buck the system a little bit and to identify themselves and create their own style. So retro actually has been pretty big for me on platforms such as Depop, and you can kind of see why. It has the bell bottoms here, and it has, you know, the cool embroidery. This is hippie vibe if I've ever seen one. So this is, again, a good representation of retro. Another find that I have here is a dress. Now this might not be as obvious as this denim, but this is a spree. And I know a spree kind of goes in and out of fashion. Spree was very big in the 80s, but this is something, a style that is coming back from a brand to kind of reinvent themselves, but still kiss on their original type of styling and branding. So I actually would categorize this as retro as well. Not just because it is spree, but because it does also try to date back a little bit, maybe late 80s, early 90-ish vibe going on here. But this is a modern day piece. This is not something vintage from the 1980s. This is, once again, designer trying to imitate that vibe and that style from a bygone decade. I think retro is kind of a fun style myself, and as you can see, it's very, very versatile. I mean, you've got your hippie to your, you know, preppy, think pretty and pink vibe. Those of you, again, from the 80s may know what that is. I just love these things that take me back. I think that's why I focus in on these types of styles the most, because these are the ones that I actually get most enjoyment out of. And it's fun to learn and to see these styles and these designers reinvent themselves for today's modern world. These sell well for me on Depop because I just love their originality. I love the fact that they're brave enough to step out in whatever they'd like to wear. So here is retro.